What's up, guys? It's a beautiful 70-degree day out, and we're going to do a fast-paced review on this ESKUTE SPARK X fat tire electric bike. Give you a few tips on building it, and then we're going to go do a full range test up in North Jersey, maybe cross over to New York. Should be just a beautiful day for that because it's the first day in the 70s. So I unboxed this last night and got the battery on charge to get her all juiced up. They did a great job packaging. However, looks like the shippers were a little rough. You see all that damage on the sides right there. Well, did end up with some nicks in the paint here, but that could be touched up very easily. Otherwise, everything looks great. Now, just taking a quick tour of this bike. This has got a 750 watt rear hub motor. Pretty typical on these fat tires. These are 26x4 tires. Hydraulic disc brakes on the front and rear. The rotors are thicker. These are basically motorcycle rotors. I've never seen anything that thick on an e-bike, so that's kind of impressive because a lot of time they end up getting bent in packaging from my experience. The front forks, real beefy. They have adjustable preload on the left side and then a dampening adjustment on the right with full lockout when you go clockwise. The frame looks very beefy with quality welds. It's got a gusset. This is the coffee beige, but they also have a gray. I will drop a link to this down below in case you want to check out pricing. The seat, plenty of cushion. Comes with the rubber bungs on there too, so you don't get a worn out butt on a long ride. Got a nice heavy duty rack, integrated tail light, rear and front fenders. Here's a look at the headlight that we're going to bolt on. The battery has got Samsung cells in it and is a 20 amp hour or 960 watt hours at 48 volts. The charger's rated at 54.6 volts at 3 amps. Comes with a toolkit, actually a nice little screwdriver that's better quality than you usually see. And this is the computer, so that's going to bolt up on the headstock. Aluminum pedals and the same heavy duty rotor up on the front wheel. You got a 7-speed Shimano cassette, and as far as range, they advertise up to 70 miles with pedal assist. Of course, that's going to vary depending on your weight and how hard you pedal, and then up to 40 miles using throttle mode only. We'll put that to the test today though. To install the front wheel, pull the little shim out of your brake caliper so the rotor can slide in. And then on this, it's different than any style I've seen. You actually just have an Allen on each side with a lock washer and aluminum spacer. Let me bolt that on, I'll let you know. But actually this tire is not seated properly. You see the bead is wanting to come out. So I'll let the air out of this, recenter that, and air it back up. I've seen that happen before. When you air these, you have to make sure that bead stays centered, because otherwise that tube's gonna come on out of there and pop. And with the air let out, just get that recentered and should be able to seat this better. I find the best way to do it is once you put a little bit of air, just work your way around and make sure the tire's fully centered around the circumference. I'm gonna run these today at their max at 30 PSI. There we go, that looks much better.
Going to play at the park with your brother, guys.
Yeah, you going to hang out with Tucker and Lisa?
Good, go take a leak.
You better be a good boy.
Take a leak.
I don't have to pee.
All right.
Now take the dummy axle out and slide the wheel on. Make sure you have it vertical, push down on the forks a little bit, and then you can snug down each Allen. Put your kickstand down, lean the bike over, spin it, and yep, that's spinning nice and true. If for some reason your brake pads are dragging, sometimes you might have to loosen the 2 bolts on the caliper, squeeze the brakes, allow that caliper to recenter itself and tighten them back down, or manually center it. It wouldn't be a bad idea to recheck the tightness on these in the future. There is a star lock washer in there, but if that screw backs out, well, then your wheel's probably going to come off. So maybe even put some Loctite on there if you want to be extra cautious. And your computer slash headstock's got a 5mm Allen on each side for pinching it down, and then you got these up here, so remove these guys. Like to see this all stainless steel hardware. And you'll want to take note on this clamp. Normally you just tighten down these screws in a diagonal pattern and that's all fine and dandy, but this one actually has the style that you see more on a motorcycle, where you tighten the tops down first. That's a flush surface, and then the clamping action comes on the bottom to tighten down the bars. Of course, it would work either which way. If you tighten them down evenly, you would just end up with a gap up top, and it wouldn't be as strong. It puts a lot more strain on these bolts. When you have a flush clamped surface up there, two machine surfaces meeting each other, that's much stronger and better. And this bike didn't come with any instruction manual except for the LED display installation. So I don't know if that'll change later. I'll put a picture of this in so you can view it. But it does say to remove this top cap and the 5mm, obviously discard the cardboard, and it says remove the 4 rings and discard, but I don't think you want to take these off. On this piece, you pop the rubber plug out. Now discard this aluminum spacer and just use the bolt. And snug down this one, but don't clamp these down yet. You want to keep it centered on the tire. Swing your bars up, making sure the cables are properly routed, and drop the purchase clamp on. And again, tighten the tops fully down first, then snug down the bottoms. Alternate back and forth between them until they're good and tight. Make sure your bars are centered and snug down these 2 5 mils to clamp it down. Again, alternating from one side to the other till they're fully snugged down. Plug these color-coded connectors in, green to green, blue to blue, and they do have a little key in them, so line that up. It's clocked right, and so you don't go bending no pins. And this plug is keyed, so if you have it in right, it should sit flush. Bolt your front fender on. I like that it's got stainless steel bracketry on it, and on these you just loosen that 3 mil Allen to be able to slide this in or out for full adjustability. The rest of the hardware is in the frame. Looks good. Don't forget to put the light on at the same time. Goes in on the front side, and then you have these 2 4 mils if you want to snug that down some, but tight enough. I like that you can pivot this up and down, and you have the yellow plug right here to plug it into. Just connect the arrows together. Bolt your pedals on, which are marked left and right. You got reverse threads on the left side. Using this 15 mil wrench, we can snug them down real good. We can now snap the battery in with the connections, getting lined up on the bottom first. Push those, and I don't think you need the key. Now, it just locks into place, so if you left it in the unlocked position, you would never need the key. Of course, if you want to lock it, boom, and she's locked in place. I like that you can do that. A lot of time you need the key to get the battery in and out. So it's nice to have the option on this one. And I'd call that a good looking completed bike. I'm 6'3", 180 pounds. Here's how I look on it. Oh yeah, brakes feel super tight and responsive. The gears, no adjustment needed. And I love the size of this bike. And I didn't have to adjust this one, but sometimes you might need to extend or collapse the kickstand. It's just got 1 Allen on the back. So, see how much this weighs. I'm showing about 79 pounds, give or take, since I'm kind of balancing it. I wouldn't suggest 2-fingering it, but you could probably grab it with 1 hand. 80-pound dumbbell. Let's start this range test to power it up. Single press on there, and we have 5 bars on the battery. I'll show you more on that later though, because I'm trying to catch a train. And we got a backpack full of stuff, so I'm weighing 195 pounds on this ride. Here we go. Cruising top speed, we're showing 29 miles an hour on the GPS. And I don't think you guys can see this too well, but 45 kilometers an hour on this speedo. We'll have to get that switched over to miles. So far, I'm really impressed with the power on this. We're on a decent hill right now, and it's motoring up like no one's business. I don't think we're gonna make this train, but we'll give it a shot. Did we make it? Yes, we did. Only spot here for the bike. We got instructions. They want you 2 cords minimum, and I mean, we made it within 15 seconds to spare. Look, they missed the train. I was really close. That was 2.6 miles on the GPS, and this is showing 3.9 kilometers, still 5 bars. Let's see if we can get this over to miles. I'm holding both the arrows right now. Okay, that's not doing anything. So if you press the power button once, your headlight and tail light come on, which is pretty dim. And that's what the brake light looks like. Shut the lights off, single press, and then to shut the bike off, long press the power button. If you hold the down arrow, it's probably got the walking mode. Yep, there it goes. It's great for getting up steep steps, or if you're walking up really steep slope, you just hold that down. And then to cycle through your pedal assist You hit the up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what I like is if you leave it down on 0, you can ride this just using the throttle only. And look at the torque of that thing. It's got a lot of power, guys. I got this figured out to get to miles an hour. Ended up downloading the app. It was really easy to connect Bluetooth to the bike. And hopefully you can see this screen all right. And so if you want to change your power assist, boom, and it goes instant to the bike. You can turn your light on and off. You can go down, you got your error codes, but to do the miles an hour, go over settings. But check this out, you can do screen brightness during the day. Scroll that down, and the screen changes immediately. Screen brightness at night, sleep time, and set a password. And then right here, you hit miles an hour, and boom, that's switched over. You can also change the auto unlock distance to where either you touch the bike or when you're near. I'm not going to go into all of that, but it's really neat. Showing my battery at 100% right now. We ended up getting off Metuchen. I think it's like 29 miles to the city. Handles the steps pretty good. So yeah, let's put down some miles. Going through downtown Metuchen. Pretty cute around here. Smells like spring with all the pollen. Oh, thanks. That little girl just said she likes my bike. Like I said, we're gonna do throttle only this whole ride, but let me show you this power assist real quick. We're on number 1. So here's how that looks. Sorry about the camera angle, but pedal a little bit and then it abruptly kicks in. So let's see, that brings us up to 10 miles an hour. And when I stop pedaling, it's pretty instantaneous off. Ooh, however, this one, when you start pedaling again, I'll just show you how long it takes. It's about, is on pedaling, and there it kicks in. So a good like second or two before the power does kick in. Now that's out of the box. A lot of time you can adjust that in the parameters. So, you know, this is just out of the box how it looks. Now we're gonna go speed 2. The guys in gear 7, speed 2, that's doing 14 mile an hour, and I'm just rotating my feet, not putting any power in. Unlike when you have a torque sensor down there, you have to put a little pep in your pedal there. And here goes number 3. Kicks in right away. That brings us up to 19 miles an hour. Now speed 4, 23 mile an hour, and speed 5 showing 27 mile an hour. And if I want to apply power, I actually can. That's how quick your feet are going to be rotating, but you can definitely assist it at 28 miles an hour. So I like the gearing that it has, and I'm sorry if the wind noise is too much right now. This bike also rides really nice at 28 mile an hour with no hands on the bars, nice and straight and true. I'll bring that all the way down to 0, and we'll just ride with the throttle for today, unless we hit maybe something really steep, give it a little bit of assistance. And this does have cruise control, so if you hold this down for about, it seems like 5 to 7 seconds, that'll keep your speed locked in. To turn it off, either hit your brakes or tap the throttle once. Here's listen at the horn too. Pretty loud actually. It's about the equivalent of a motorcycle as well. I do like a bell more, but that's not bad. I like that. I'm telling you, these brakes, these are so responsive. Well, almost a little overkill for this bike, but you can't beat it. I mean, you go down a big mountain, that heavy rotor's not going to get warped or overheat. No sidewalk or big shoulder for bikes on this road, so it's nice being able to do 28 mile an hour, keep up with traffic. Coming through Rahway now. Pride in Progress, Rahway. One really nice feature is if you want to conserve power, you can ride this on, say, just speed 3 using throttle mode only, and that'll keep you at the 19 mile an hour. which is you're gonna get way more range doing that, because 28 miles an hour is it's a big ask on this. However, if you're doing that and then you rotate the pedals at all, then it's gonna kill the power, and then you get about a 2-second delay until that power assist kicks back in. You know you live in a rust region when you see Jeep Wrangler rust frame repair shops. That's all they do. Well, I'm sure they do other stuff, but that's probably the bread and butter there. Passing through Linden. Come on, buddy. Killing me. I forgot to show the trip accuracy. We're at 11.4 on the GPS and 10.5 on the bike. So what's about 10% deviation in favor of actual mileage. Making our way up the Goethals Bridge now and across the Arthur Kill. Fun would it be to climb those? Totally doable. Surprised there's no barrier. And now we're in New York, just crossed the barrier. We're climbing up on the Bayonne Bridge to cross the Kilvan Col back into New Jersey. Kind of cool how you're up on the walkway and look down, you're just towering over these people's houses. Oh, nice swimming pool back there. Yeah, great setup. Oh, nice green field too. And back at the state line. Tugboat cruising by. So we just hit the 25-mile mark, still showing 2 bars, except when I'm riding it goes down to 1 bar. I'm thinking we could probably make it to the ferry, but at this point gonna have to, you know, we're still holding full power, but I don't know. Probably not the worst idea to start making our way toward a train station. That way we don't get stuck lugging this thing with no battery. Oh. Well, that smells good. That caught my nose. Grab some chicken. I'll do the chicken gyro, please. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Chicken gyro with everything on it. Looks delicious. Very heavy too. At this point, I'm very impressed. 25.9 miles, but plus the 2.6 we originally did. However, I don't know what's going on with this odometer. It's showing only 18, and that's just completely inaccurate. Like, this GPS app I use has always been very accurate, and even if you nav bicycle directions back to Metuchen train station, it's showing 23 miles, but I took a bunch of like side shoots and everything. So this 18, I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyway, being only 2 bars, I think I'm gonna hightail it to Newark. It's about 8 miles. Let's see if she makes it. And now we are crossing the Hackensack River. Still holding good top speed. It's dropped down to about, holding the full throttle, you know, around 22 mile an hour, 23. It's not doing a 28, but still going strong. Man, they gotta clean these sidewalks up. These are bad. This one gets narrow. This is the Passaic River Bridge heading toward. It's kind of cool. There's not any signs about not riding your bike, but this is super narrow. I hate when there's those signs you gotta walk your bike across the bridge. It's like, okay. Tight. The Passaic River. Be awesome if this thing started going up right now. And welcome to Newark. We got maybe, I don't know, 3-4 miles left. You guys can't see much this late, but it's cute. They got this river walk along the Passaic River. You can tell it's high tide right now. Detox the river. Good luck with that. Oh my gosh, there is so much trash in this river right here. It's so bad. I don't know how, you guys probably can't see it much, but so it happens when people just throw their trash on the ground. The wind and the rain picks it up and brings it into the river. Well, we made it to the Newark Penn Station, but I think we're gonna continue on, go check out a little brewery. Okay, so we still got battery life. What the heck? We made it. Newark Local Beer Brewery and Tap Room. Big place inside. Kind of slow. It's a Tuesday, but grab a quick brew and then go catch a train. And that was a delicious beer, but we've made it to the station with like 5 minutes to spare. So let's get the train. $8.26 Trenton. That's cool. They got like the old style and makes the clicking noise. That's awesome. Track 4, 2 minutes. There's our train. Right on time. We don't know if there'll be enough space though for a bike is the problem, since it just left New York. Got lucky and made it on the train with a spot. So we knocked out a true 37.6 miles, including the first 2.6 we did to the train station, and that was a little bit of pedaling, but 99% throttle only, and I still have 1 bar left, which I think will be enough to get us to the last 2.6 miles home. Super impressive. Again, I'm not sure why this shows 25 miles on here, but I'm just impressed because most companies advertise a huge number for range, and this one actually followed through to the almost 40 miles under full electric. That was impressive. And that was with a backpack too, weighing 195 pounds total. All right, back at Trenton, still got 1 bar. Let's see if this will bring us home. And that's it, made it the last 2.6 miles home, no problem. Weird thing is it did indicate 2.6 on the trip since I reset it, so I'm not sure what's up with that mile deviation earlier, but we did a true just about 40 miles GPS miles on this bike, and that's pretty impressive. I'm gonna take this out for one more long ride. I want to see what's up with this odometer if we go knock out 10, 20, maybe 30 miles. Maybe we can do another range test. Curious to see how it does if we just hold it wide open, flat ground on the canal path. Yeah, just holding it wide open down the canal. Beautiful weather. Yeah, that big old snapper. Woo! Safety glasses, so important this time of year. Been getting hammered with bugs. There it is, 10.1 miles, and we're showing 11.2 on the GPS. Oh yeah, before this must have just froze up. Made it to the destination town, showing 15.2 miles on here, and the GPS 16.8. Still 3 bars, so I'm going to shut this down now, pedal around town, and then we'll see if she makes it back home. Was able to make it back to hometown. 34 miles total. Now, I did do some pedaling because you're just not going to get the same range if you're going full speed the whole time. It puts a huge drain on this battery, but I was happy to still get the 36 miles. And I stopped by the P.O. box. Check this out. Somebody sent me this Vic Seed phone mount. This thing is really nice compared to the other ones I have. To put the phone in, simply push down, then locks it in with spring action. You can also hit a tab, so to get it out you push down and then boom, and you can also lock it right here. So now if you push out, it's locked. And then also you need a key to get it off the bike, because, well, if you just spin this at freewheels, of course you could get it with like some pliers or something too, but that way a little bit of built-in security. Spin this off, transfer it over to your other bike, no problem. Yeah, once you crack it loose, boom. So, nice piece. Thank you very much, whoever sent that to me. I will drop a link to it down below in case you guys want to check it out too. Another feature I didn't show you is that it has the USB-C out up on the computer, so you can charge your phone from that very conveniently. And at this point, I'm going to have to conclude my review. Definitely a giant thumbs up. Overall, the build quality was superb. It rode amazing. The brakes, better than any e-bike I've ever ridden. So if you're in the market for a fat tire bike, this is definitely a contender. Again, I'll drop a link down below if you want to check out current pricing and such. This battery, I'm going to pop it out, put it on charge. I will let you know right here how long that takes. It's a pretty big one, so I'd imagine at least 8 hours or so. You'll have the port right on the side. And I didn't show you before, but it does have a button you can press that shows how many bars left. You see it's just flashing red, but normally it'll show 3 extra green bars on there for a total of 4. So otherwise, I just want to thank you very much for tuning into this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Love going up to North Jersey, New York, and other places. If you have any suggestions on places you'd like to see an e-bike ride, let me know. I usually like doing the urban riding stuff. Hopefully see you in another video very soon. No nonsense, though, how. Over out.